So I'm out here doing one of my favorite trail runs, and thought I'd stop and share a few thoughts about all this. As you can see, this is pretty good downhill. Lots of rocks, roots. Me personally, I don't dare try to run down this one. Just too many tripping hazards. Just not worth it. But whether I have to come up this hill or down this hill, it's always worth it. Because there's something either at the top of it waiting for me, or something at the bottom of it waiting for me. And you'll get to see that in just a moment. But what I always think about is on this particular trail, there's rough patches and there's smooth patches. And I can't determine what makes what. For instance, this is man-made, obviously smooth, but if it's been rainy, it's pretty slippery. I've almost fallen down it a couple times. But trail-wise, it's either smooth or it's rocky and bumpy. So this is what I wanted to show you, that either at the top of that hill or down here at the bottom, there's always something good waiting on you. When I made the original first segment of this video, there was people in my way here. But I found that with persistence and coming back to this area again and again, I finally was able to have it to myself to fix the problem of the video not having this scene. Now, what I really wanted to show you, this tree. Let me zoom out here. If you're up at the top of the falls over there, this tree with its 3 branches, big and strong, it's the most prominent tree from up at the top. But for just you and just me, I don't think a lot of people see this. Look at this. That is a pretty significant sized rock nestled in the roots of this tree. So what you can realize is 50, probably 75 years ago, this sapling had a boulder problem. And look how things have changed. How it managed to grow on 3 different planes and be the biggest, most prominent tree from a tiny little sapling with a boulder problem here in this beautiful place. And with all that, you can see that these things rise up from below, and as they rise up from below, they can become tripping hazards. So how do you get past these things? Well, experience helps. I tend to run unconsciously, I think. And what I mean by that is I go into my own head and I allow my subconscious mind to scan out about 20, 30 yards, scan back, and then I know my unconscious mind pretty much has mapped out my path for me. If I just scan out forwards, reverse it, scan back, bring it in, then I can just let my unconscious mind run for me. Now, when I get in trouble, when I trip, like stuff like this, right there, what happens is I'm too much in my conscious mind. I'm worrying about the day, worrying about the things I got to do yet today, worrying about tomorrow, and things I have no business worrying about when I'm out here in a beautiful place like this. So that's when I trip. Now, here's the other cool thing though about when I trip. I have a great free app on my phone that maps my run, and it gives me my pace everywhere, minute by minute, second by second. And when I get home and I'm done with my run and it uploads and all that, I can look at it and it gives me a little graph about where I had the slowest pace, where I had the fastest pace. What's always been very interesting to me is my fastest paces on any run are those spots where I tripped and fell forward. But I guess the idea is I was still moving forward, and maybe even at a faster pace, at a better pace than what I was used to. Now, the other thing is, if I get out here first, and now the sun kind of behind the clouds, we've got lots of overhead canopy here. If I get out here first in the morning, I can feel like this whole trail, this whole woods belongs to me. And the way I know that it's mine and that I own it, that nobody else has been on this trail, is because I have to run through cobwebs, spider webs. Interesting thing, I may eat a lot of spider webs, never been bitten or eaten by the spider that drew that web across the path the night before. But as I break through them, moving forward, I take it as a sign that I'm on my path and that I'm moving forward. That's right. So, here's the other thing. When you're out here doing something like this, pushing forward, and for full disclosure, I call this a trail run, but it's probably more like a trail jog at the best. But I'm moving forward. I'm making a moving forward motion regardless of how fast or slow I go. And that, like some other things in life, can put you out there at what Ernest Rossi calls the growing edge. Now, I really love this concept of the growing edge, because it means when you go out there to the edge and you have to step that one leg out there for that next step is a doozy type of thing, that's where you grow. That's where we all grow. But here's the cool thing. I also look at it this way. Every time you take that step forward and grow, the edge of growth also grows outward. So it's always there. There's always another step to take, another leap of faith, another chance to be brave in your own way. And how do you get out there to the growing edge? Well, curiosity helps. Lean into it. Wonder what's out there. Wonder how things could be different if you took that step, took that leap to go down that trail, and what's around the next turn, the next curve. You see, where there's curiosity and a seeking behavior, fear cannot exist. So you can move forward with fear or with curiosity, wondering what's down around that next bend. Maybe some surprises, and surprises can move you forward out to that growing edge. That's why I love it out here. It's different every time, and I feel better every time I walk my trail with all those things coming up from the ground that might want to trip me, but often fail. Thanks.